we will this morning focus on the match in Group 1B between Indonesia and England. The court schedule for day one, the first match, as you can see, Indonesia against England, and tonight at 6 o'clock, the 10-time champions China against Malaysia. And here we have the group huddle of Indonesia, 20 players plus coaches and officials, and then the English team as well, a much smaller team, just 12 players. The lineup for this morning, we are starting off with men's doubles, the world ranked #1, GIDEON and SUKAMULJO, against the bronze winners from the Olympics 2016, ELLIS and LANGRIDGE. Then it's women's singles, the world junior champions from 2017, Gregoria Tunjun, against the young Abigail Holden. This is followed by men's singles, Anthony Ginting, the winner of China Open 2018, against Toby Penty. Followed by women's doubles, Puli and Rahayu against Birch and Smith. Finally, in mixed doubles, Jordan and Octaviante against the bronze winners from the World Championship 2017, Adcock and Adcock. And as mentioned, the first match on is a men's doubles between the world #1 on the world ranking, GIDEON and SUKAMULJO, against ELLIS and LANGRIDGE, the surprise bronze winners at the Olympics in 2016. Indonesia, of course, a nation with a very proud history in the Sudirman Cup. They have nominated 12 males and 8 females for this team. And once they were winners, and that was the first time ever the competition was held in 1989. And here we got Marcus Finaldi GIDEON in the picture. 28 years of age, and partner Kevin Sanjaya SUKAMULJO. And here we got the two English players, first Chris Langridge and followed by Marcus Ellis. The head-to-head, as you can see, is 3-0 for GIDEON and SUKAMULJO. We're getting ready for the toss of the coin.
You win the toss. You will serve. Marcus to serve. You will receive. Marcus to receive. Left side. Thank you.
So the two Indonesians, they chose to serve, and the English pair decided to choose ends. Here we have Chris Langridge in the picture, Marcus Ellis here. And it's a very experienced men's doubles from England, likes to play a very aggressive style with a very good fighting spirit. They are presently ranked 17 in the world, based on 17 tournaments. They has been as high as #14, and that happened on the 24th of November 2016. Chris Langridge, the oldest player on court, 34 years of age. The same ranking, of course, applies to him, and the pair have stayed as number 14 in the world for 7 weeks, and that was back in 16 and 17. Their opponents from Indonesia: Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo, age 23. They are presently ranked number 1 in the world, and that's based in 17 tournaments. They have been number 1 in the world for 98 weeks. First time that was on the 16th of March 2017. At the moment, they are number 9 on the race to Guangzhou, the World Tour Finals. Partner here, Marcus Finaldi Gideon, is born in Jakarta and age 28.
Ready to play.
And Gideon has former partnered Marcus Guido, who was the world champion with the Setia 1. And here we've got the umpire for the match, Syed of Mauritius, and service judge is Susan Taylor of Australia. The two coaches for England on the right is Anthony Clark, who was actually part of the very successful team for England back in 2007 when England won bronze. Of course, the two Indonesians been the outstanding pair on the world circuit in 2018. They had 9 wins. They won the Asian Games, and then they won 8 open events out of 9 finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Indonesia, represented by Marcus Finaldi Gideon, Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo. And on my left, England, represented by Marcus Ellis and Chris Langridge. Indonesia to serve, Marcus Finaldi Gideon to Marcus Ellis. Love all, play.
So Gideon to serve, love all, play.
One, love. Yeah. Yes.
And that's going along on the back line.
Service over.
Playing patient,
1-1.
attacking play here by the two players from England. Not going for 100% smashes, but just making sure that they keep initiative in the rally. Of course, Indonesia is overwhelming favourite to win this tie. A nation with a very proud history in the Sudirman Cup. They once won it in 1989, but then they've been runners-up 6 times and won bronze 6 times as well.
Service over. 2-all.
And the man in the picture, Kevin Sukamuljo, the player to serve, is a very, very strong and fast men's doubles player with an awesome technique. In the beginning, when he arrived on the international circuit, he was mainly a front player, but lately he has also developed very good attacking skills from the back of the court. Based on the Indonesian standard, lately the pair has had a dip in form, especially in the final at the Asian Championships second game, where they lost 21-3 to Endo and Watanabe of Japan. And this is what the English pair really should try to avoid. The interception there by Kevin SUKAMULJO, very, very strong on that third shot. What a good start here by Gideon and SUKAMULJO, 7-2 up. And for the time being, it really looks like one-way traffic. Once again, really strong interception by SUKAMULJO.
That's it, work him over the top. 3-7.
From a tactical point of view, no doubt that Ellis and Langridge really have to try to direct as much attack as possible on Marcus Gideon and try to take Kevin SUKAMULJO out of the game. Once again, good attacking skills here by SUKAMULJO straight down the line.
8-3.
Here, it was Gabby and Chris Adcock supporting the English team, of course. The English pair really haven't been able to challenge the Indonesians at the net, trying to challenge for initiative and getting the lift. Going wide.
Service over, 4-10.
Indonesia's having great fire in the men's doubles, getting 3 pairs into the top 10 on the world ranking. And the mid-game has arrived with a lead of 11-5 for Gideon and SUKAMULJO.
Ya, kalau kamu ambil juga jangan dibuka, didorong aja. Ya, kalau nggak enak lepas aja. Ya, fokusnya tetap depannya pegang terus. Kevin, kalau kamu depan, saya itu untuk jagain. Ya, oke. Ada chopnya itu kayak tadi itu, jangan langsung dihantam terus. Tengah stadium baru full, ya. Oke, konsentrasi fokus ya.
Score 1, 20 seconds. 1, 20 seconds.
So let's see if the English pair is adopting a different tactic, because being 11-5 down here at the mid-game interval,
11-5.
a possible change is needed. They need to go more into the attack to try to put more pressure on Gideon and SUKAMULJO. But let's see what the coaches have said and what the pair is capable of doing.
12-5. Service over. 6-12. Play.
So the English pair, two best results of 2019 was a quarter-final at the Spain Masters and a semi-final at the Swiss Open. Both tournaments are Super 300 tournaments. Last year, the best result for the pair was obviously winning the Commonwealth Games.
Service over. 13-6.
Yeah, wonderful. Good drive here by SUKAMULJO cross court. Really getting onto the shot very, very early and giving him great options what to play. Have to create more angle than that. The two English pair, the English players, when they are attacking, this is too simple to defend. Wonderful finish here by SUKAMULJO at the net, storming in as soon as you see Marcus Ellis just leaving that one. Look at that, wonderful, wonderful interception. Longest rally so far in the match is 69 shots.
Service foul call, too
So
high.
the first service fault is called. The shot was hit above 115 centimeters, 1 meter and 15 centimeter, which is the rule of today.
That's the way, lads. 8-15.
Last year, the English pair was supposed to split up, but after winning the Commonwealth Games in spring 2018, they decided to continue the partnership together. They have been a partnership since 2014, started in September. The partnership of the two Indonesians started in 2015, and in 2017 the pair received the award for the best male players by BWF. And so far they've been completely dominant around the service situation, and is having a very, very handsome lead of 18-8.
Service fault, too high.
So second service fault for the Indonesians. This time it was Kevin SUKAMULJO.
Service over, 9-19.
So game point has arrived here for the Indonesian combination. Marcus Gideon and Kevin SUKAMULJO, 20 game point 9. Good serve there by Gideon. And they only needed the one, taking this opening game 21-9.
And then we had like 3 or 4 who did like a bit shitty returns.
Yeah.
And then I just feel they just got more and more, they just kind of iron out as easy.
They just thrive. They thrive on the confidence, and that's what they've got at the minute. So, you know, you did some really good stuff when you were able to open them out and then just steer to the sides. You were doing great. The danger is that, like when Kevin is serving, that we're going through him just a bit too soft. We've either got to go with a lot more or just try to turn to the sides. When he's returning, he's poking and looking step off. You did a couple of good over the top ones. Yeah, that was good. So we went onto defence rather than going through him. But I do think we can steer across or even steer to the middle. Yeah. But look, they're playing well. Look, you've got to credit your opponents when they're playing fucking good, so don't worry about that.
We can do it. They're playing well, but we can still do it.
Yeah, we can.
Like 6, 7 points. Like we can do so much
just
better.
keep falling into the trap, so that's what we've got to just try and steer away from. Yeah, and that's the key. Is that those steer shots that are going to make the difference? If we're here, we're either going over the top, in front of them, or turn it. We can't afford to go through them. Okay. Same on defence. We can turn those away. We can go over the top, and we can go. Yeah,
if we do go through, should just like drill it. If we do,
I think you've got to take some chances.
Because it's too much.
You've got to take some chances.
He's being bold. Yeah. He's driving to you, and he's just fucking running. And then it's shit or bust. And that's what he's like. But at the moment, he's hit 9 out of 10.
Let's go when we're on the net as well. Come on then, boys. Come on. Let's go for it.
Yeah, but that was long coaching there by Anthony Clark to the two players from England, Ellis and Langridge. But I think he talked a lot of sense, really trying to get Kevin SUKAMULJO out of the game, trying to, especially around the service situation, avoid his interception.
Second game. No ball. Play.
Well, a very comfortable first game win for Gideon and SUKAMULJO. 21-9. It's a good attack there by Gideon, going across the body of LANGRIDGE, setting himself up very nicely, but unfortunately for him, missing that good opportunity on the next shot. That's an error you cannot afford. That was a good opportunity for LANGRIDGE to turn that rally around to a more attacking situation. Clever play there by Gideon, really utilising that mid-court area just between the two players, trying to have a look at that lovely block shot he's playing here, just between the two players. Who's going to take it? Well played by Marcus Gideon. Where LANGRIDGE possibly should have taken more responsibility and covering that half court rather than ELLIS running from the other side and cover behind LANGRIDGE. Trying to have a look at this. They're just moving a little bit forward, and that's enough for him not to be able to take that one. Wonderful play again by Gideon, really playing well today. Last 3 points gone to Indonesia.
Service not called. Too high.
The third service fault called on Indonesia.
Service over 4-5.
By service judge Susan Taylor from Australia. But it's all about creating an advantage around the service situation, so you have to be on the borderline on your services. And this time there was Chris LANGRIDGE. As I tried to mention, you really have to push it as high as possible, go as close to the limit as possible. Of course, always the danger of being faltered, but the kind of advantage that you can create in that situation is vital. Well covered there by Marcus Ellis. Good pressure by the Indonesians on Chris Langridge here, struggling to get this one here, and then keeping the attack on him was really good play by Gideon. Gideon is a very steady backline player, having a good strong attack from the back. But when it comes to his defense, it's not the best, and he very often opting to lift it with having no surprises in his defensive work. It's going wide by quite a substantial margin.
8-6.
That was a difficult shot for Kevin SUKAMULJO to play. He's dropped below the tape, and of course very difficult to play any sort of attacking shot from a situation like that. And it's kind of in SUKAMULJO's DNA. He wants to play attacking, he loves to play attacking badminton. Wonderful return of serve indeed. Try to have a look at this one. Very nicely disguised. Just 1 point away from the mid-game interval. 10-8 up.
Service over. 9-10.
So the players allowed to towel down, and in the meantime you can say that Marcus Gideon was under the wings and learned the ropes in the partnership from Marquis Kido. He won the French Open Super Series back in 2013 with Kido. And Marcus Ellis in the picture, the one to serve, is obviously also a very, very fine mixed doubles player. Is in the top 10 in the world in the mixed doubles with Lawrence Smith.
10-0.
So a much better start to the first part of the second game for the two English players. Still the two Indonesians in front at the mid-game interval. 11-10 this time.
Doing really well. Okay, you're dealing with the serve return better, so that's good.
Yeah, the
Playing the softer ones are good.
I think it's just the variation. Sometimes we've been going through, and then I know we shouldn't,
Yeah.
but sometimes
If we
because when he does that weird chop, it's so hard to sometimes to go so.
Bolanya gampang banget kalau menurut tembak kayak tadi tanggung, tembak ditanggung, tembak kamu tembak putus hilang. Bolanya cepet ya. Kalau nanggung tembak tengah aja hilang. Kali-kali kalau bolanya dalam kombinasi ngecok ya, dia jaga ya. Pegang terus ya. Terus fokus terus.
Court 1, 20 seconds, court 1, 20 seconds.
Look at the intensity, the focus here from the two players when they're playing their shots.
11-10. Play.
And we're ready to commence after the interval. 11-10. Gideon to serve. That's a lovely defensive shot there by Marcus Gideon. Really well played. Look at this cross court here, completely putting the English pair on the wrong foot. Let's call in, but we have a challenge.
Challengers call in.
So we're going upstairs to Hawkeye to see if they can come up with a decision. Is definitely in, which means that the challenge is unsuccessful. You have 2 challenges per game, and if you are successful, you keep your challenges. If you are not successful, you lose them one by one. So the English pair's got 1 challenge remaining here in the second game.
Service over, 11-30.
And America, Iris 1, Empire Viewing China, Service Charge Christian, Johansson from Denmark.
Good angle first. That was not what really did it in the rally here. It was the reverse slice from Kevin SUKAMULJO really opening up the full court, putting a lot of pressure on Langridge. Well played by SUKAMULJO.
Be ready quickly. Go.
All out on the service line.
12-16.
Out on the back line there, this time by Gideon.
Marcus, Marcus.
Yeah, the English pair is having a bit of a tendency to stall between points, discussing not being ready for returning of serve and serving as well. So
17-13.
good of the umpire just to remind the two players that it's continuous play.
Service over 14-18. Chris.
Good defensive work by the English pair here, moving SUKAMULJO from side to side on the back line, forcing the mistake. So Gideon and SUKAMULJO had a good start to 2019, where they won the Malaysian Masters and the Indonesian Masters, the two Super 500 tournaments. And after that, the Malaysian Open, they got to the quarter-final. Singapore Open, the semi-final. And they lost the final at the Asian Championship. So, a little dip in form by their standards.
Kevin Sanjaya SUKAMULJO challengers fall out.
So, second challenge of the day. And it's definitely out, so the challenge is unsuccessful.
One challenge remaining.
Which means that both pairs is having one challenge remaining in this second game.
Play.
The last 4 points gone English way, which means the gap is close to just 1 point now. Once again, lovely return there by SUKAMULJO.
17.
Beautiful disguise, then pushing it cross court. Totally out of reach.
Yes.
And lucky net for score there by Chris Langridge.
90.
But not far from SUKAMULJO to get that one back.
Marcus, play now.
Could have been a very, very dangerous situation. Langridge was very close to SUKAMULJO when that shot was played, but as you can see, SUKAMULJO also apologising. But he played a perfect shot, no doubt about it. Beautiful block shot there. Look at that, the last one there.
Match point.
Could have been very dangerous if you get a shuttle in your eye. It's really, really dangerous. Some players have been hospitalised for situations like that. And Indonesia takes the second game as well. This time 21-18. And take Indonesia 1-0 up in this tie. I think they're still discussing that point there. So it was all according to the world ranking, the world number 1 beating the world number 17. 2 games, 21-9, 21-18, very comfortable.